Okay, we're in round one. We have the choice. Definitely playing first. Let's see here. We've got our lands we need, so hand looks good to me. We're definitely a deck that comes late. We have a lot of late game plays. But I'm pretty happy with our build. I think it looks nice. All right, well, our first round opponent was a no-show, but he had 73 cards in his deck, so I think he just DC'd during the draft, I guess. I'm not exactly sure, but I apologize. No round one for you guys, so we'll have to see you in round two. Okay, we're in round two. We've got the choice again. We'll play first. Let's see here. We got all the sources we need. Yeah, it seems fine. We'll do this. Guess we don't have a white source, but not necessary just yet. A little bit slow hand, I guess, but I still think it's worth keeping. Could open with the polluted delta, but I think it's better to just play our tap lands now. Even though the polluted delta can do thinning for us, which is definitely beneficial. Alright, Soothsayer is a fine draw, since it's a non-land card. Alright, another Sultai deck, it would appear. Alright, Embodiment of Spring is actually quite good, since it's going to let us find our white source. So I guess at this point we'll play the island and then the embodiment. Could have played the forest, I guess, but I'm not sure if I want him to know I have the forest. Ooh, Scout the Borders. It's quite nice. No need to do it yet, so let's just pass the turn here. Next turn we're going to get a Soothsayer, which is pretty good for us. Alright. Morph number 2. Let's just get this guy out of here. Although I guess we don't have to. Could also leave him out there because we can still play Soothsayer next turn. Although I can also play Tusked Colossedon next turn. I still feel like I want to play the Soothsayer though, especially if he's got any form of removal. Yeah, we'll bust it. So let's get our one white source. Although we will need a second green for Tusked Colossedon, but I'm just hoping I can draw that eventually. This just seems like a good opportunity to get the white source. Alright, Weave Fate is actually a fine draw too. I think what we're going to do is play Polluted Delta and bust it. And I guess we'll get our one swamp, since we have all the blue we'd ever need. And then we'll play our Soothsayer. Well, Treasure Cruise seems good. So does Shambling Attendants. We've got all this other card draw. I'm not sure if I need the Treasure Cruise. I've already got Scout the Borders and Weave Fate. I probably just take the Attendants, which can come down fairly soon. There's also a Forest for the Colossedon, but I'm going to take the Attendants. I think it would be an easy Treasure Cruise if I didn't have Weave Fate and Scout the Borders in my hand. Not that Scout the Borders necessarily draws me cards. At best, it just, replaces itself. But he could very easily attack with both and have a Pine Walker, but I'm still going to be blocking. Alright, he's just attacking with one, which tells me that's probably a Pine Walker, so I'm going to take this. Actually, if he flips it, I'll Murderous Cut. I could have just blocked. and then left up Murderous Cut, but I think I'm still okay with my plan. Save the Murderous Cut until I need it. I at least know that the second morph guy is the important one right now. More morph. Alright. Ghostfire Blade, not too shabby. So, let's see here. We can play Scout the Borders, which is going to make both our... I think we do that. It's going to make both of our Delve guys cheaper. So, I guess we'll tap these 3. Ooh, there's a Siege Rhino. Kind of want that. Yeah, seems much better than the land. We are losing some good spells, but I'd say Siege Rhino is pretty good gain there. All right, so now Shambling Attendants we can cast for all of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and we still can cast Murderous Cut. So we're just going to chill out. Just trying to win the long game, get some value. All right. I think I'm probably going to be Murderous Cutting that. All right, so now we can... Let's see, I've got 6 mana, so I can play Siege Rhino, but then I can't really do anything else except Ghostfire Blade, which is probably okay. I think that we swing with both, and then we drop Siege Rhino and Ghostfire Blade. Just seems like a decent opportunity to attack in here. He's pretty motivated to leave his mana up. Since he was bold enough to attack with this 2/2, it indicates to me that this is likely a Pinewalker, which means I probably want to equip my Siege Rhino next turn and then swing with Shambling Attendants and Siege Rhino. If he doesn't leave the mana up, alright, I can live with that. Singing Bell Strike is not too bad. Alright. Going for the race, which is pretty interesting. If he drops a land, what's his follow-up? Another morph. Alright, it's a lot of morph. A lot of morph. I think we... Pretty tempted to just untap and attack for 9. That brings him to 4. Alternatively, I can equip, and then I can play a 3-drop, which I really don't have. I can't play the Tusk Colossedon. I can do Weave Fate plus Smoke Teller. Swing for 5. I can pre-combat Weave Fate. I don't mind attacking either. Just getting in there a couple times. But I kind of like progressing the board a bit. I could also drop Smoke Teller and just Sky Elder. But if I hit the Weave Fate, I can still equip Ghostfire Blade too, which is pretty good. Alternatively, I can leave the Soothsayer back. He's got 3 cards in his hand. I can... Why don't we Weave Fate? We'll see if we hit a land drop. We don't need a white source. Okay, so we didn't hit a land drop, but we can play the smoke teller, which is pretty good information gatherer for later. So I think we're just swinging with attendance. And then we'll drop our smoke teller. So we still know this is enough to kill my soothsayer. This is not. Oh, he's also playing 4-color. That's interesting. Just that guy. I think we can afford to take... Well, actually, let me think about this. If I block with Smoke Teller, it does force him to unmorph. The fact that he's confidently attacking into my Soothsayer. See, as cool as it is to be able to look at face-down guys, I don't even know. I'm kind of busy with my resources. Now, if I block like this, it leaves me the 5 toughness guy, which isn't relevant for him. I mean, I can also take it. The thing is, I'm pretty busy with my mana. I'm using a lot of time talking too. So I do have to be very conscious of that, which means I need to be wise in my decision making here. I could double block, and even if this is a Woolly Loxodon, it can't kill both of my guys. That probably seems the best. I'm going to double block. We're going to get this information out. So this is at the very least going to force him to, I guess not force him to unmorph, but motivate him to unmorph, certainly. All right, it was a Pine Walker, so it does survive, but it doesn't kill both of our guys. And he can't unmorph now either, so I'm still in a position to potentially attack into it. I think this is a Pine Walker too, unfortunately for us. And he's got a Death Toucher. All right, well, I guess we have to go in defense mode at this point. He has successfully set up a nice barricade against us. So I think what we're going to do is, let's see, I've got 7 resources, so I can morph plus play Alpine Grizzly plus equip. So we'll morph this, play Grizzly, and we'll equip Ghost Fireblade there, and then we'll pass. So unfortunately, I think this is also a Pine Walker, which means our opponent has 2 really good morph guys out right now, which is definitely a problem. I mean, there was a chance this was a Krumar Bondkin, in which case my double block would have been good. All right, another morph guy. So I have to play much faster. I'm just using far too much time. So let's play the backwater. Let's drop a Colossadon, and then we'll pass turn. Just basically building a bigger army than our opponent. All right, a lot of morphs. we can start to smoke teller and get information, get some nice intel. Problem is, all this Pine Walker lets him do a lot of untapping, but alright, let's play a land. Let's start smoke telling. So I want to see what this is. Krumar Bondkin. War Behemoth. So War Behemoth, Krumar Bondkin, Abzan guide. I think we're gonna re-equip Ghostfire Blade to my Shamley Attendants and then pass. Although, why don't we just use this entire turn for intel? Might as well. Dragon's Eye Savants. Alright. Not too relevant there. Okay. So, information that we know is pretty good here. He doesn't have any evasive guys, which is nice. He does have 6 toughness guys, but that's okay. I think our next move is likely untap Siege Rhino and swing in with it. Because he doesn't really have a great block for it, except Ruthless Rippers, which would still cost him a lot of life. Another Morph guy. It's a lot of Morph guys. No doubt about it. Ooh, that's a good draw. Alright, let's move. Well, let's get some more intel, I guess. Witness of the Ages. Alright. Let's pass turn here. And I'm going to be untapping my Siege Rhino. Excuse me. Another Morph guy. Jeez. Alright. Well, we're still untapping Siege Rhino here. Alright. Let's look at yet another Morph guy. Mystic of the Hidden Way. Alright, so he's got an unblockable guy, which means I pretty much have to start getting in there. So we're going to equip up our Siege Rhino, and we're going to swing for 6. Alright, so he's going to take 5 trample, which is definitely what we wanted. So let's re-equip to... I don't have any other tramplers, unfortunately. So I guess we're going to equip up our Shambling Attendants, because that seems like the next likely attacker, since he doesn't really have a great block on that either. So Krumar Bondkin here. Mystic there, which is going to be a bit difficult to beat without removal at the very least, but definitely got to go for it. So I think next turn we swing with our Woolly Loxodon and Shambling Attendants. Could swing with the Tusk Colossadon too. Seems okay. Did I already forget about one of the morphs? I didn't write him down because I was kind of acting in a hurry. Oh, he just wants to trade Bondkin and Tusk Colossadon. That's alright. Let's follow up with Embodiment plus Elder. Another morph. Alright, let's go ahead and identify this guy. Willie Loxodon, and he does have the mana to unmorph it, so what does that tell me? That tells me my Loxodon's likely to get blocked by it, so let's just swing with the attendance for now, I think. So he still doesn't have a great block for this. I've got 6 cards left in my deck too, so I am going to have to win fairly soon here. He still doesn't have a great block for our Shamley attendance either. He's got to at least do a double block. Alright, so we at least take out a couple guys, which is pretty good. We still have 4, 8, 9 mana, which means we cannot re-equip and cast the Pearl Lake Ancient, which I still want to do. So perhaps I should have attacked with Loxodon too, I guess. That might have made sense. Now he's going to get some card draw, which isn't great for us, but not terrible either. So he's got 4 blockers, and we are going to have a lot of attackers, but not quite enough to be lethal, I don't think. But we'll still bust this guy out. So I think we're actually going to be equipping one of our littler guys. So we want to Ghostfire Blade up probably the Elder, I guess. So he's got 4 blockers to our 6 attackers. I think we just go for the fence here. Oh, why did I swing with this? No reason to swing with the embodiment. Should have left that back on blocks. I think this is just a Dragon's Eye Savants, right? Just might as well find out again because I forget. Yeah, okay. So he goes to 2. We get to draw a discard, which I don't want to do. We'll play our Parapet and then we'll pass. Actually, we'll equip to our Parapet to protect him. Should have not attacked with Embodiment of Spring, but that's okay. Villainous Wealth, we're going to lose to that. Well, we certainly lose to Villainous Wealth if he has that. Looks like it's probably Villainous Wealth, unfortunately. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. Well, I guess we'll let him do it, because I don't know what he's going to hit yet. No, because we're going to lose, that's right. Alright, I got to concede. So, that's unfortunate. We just lost to a rare, so kind of sad about that, but those things happen. You have to accept them right on the chin, so I will. I'll accept it on the chin, and I'll bring in a cancel. Alright, so we have an answer to it now, which is good. Definitely a bummer of a game, though. Never fun to lose to a rare right when you're about to win. Right when you're a turn from winning. So, disappointed, yes, but I'll live. Let's figure out what we want to cut for that cancel. What do we want to cut for that cancel? I actually don't know. Maybe this Weave Fate? We still have a Treasure Cruise and a Scout the Borders. Alright, we'll do that. We'll play first. Let's see here. Yeah, this I don't know about this hand, actually. I guess we have all our resources. I've got some issues with this hand, but I'm going to keep it. I think it's right on the cusp of being keepable, mostly because it's just so land intensive, but I just don't know if mulliganing is the best idea either. Well, it's a pretty good draw. Now I'm much less motivated to even pop our Embodiment of Spring. I think we're more likely to just incremental growth it aggressively. Would have liked an Awaken the Bear, because he's definitely blocking here. But no Awaken the Bear, and Dude, and then we pass. So I have got quite a lot of work to do in 12 minutes. I have to win 2 games, which is going to be difficult, but not impossible. So next turn I can play Embodiment, but then I guess I can't use Smoke Teller. So Embodiment only, but then next turn we get Incremental Growth, which is quite good. I guess he doesn't have a green source for Embodiment just yet, so that's nice. I'm trying to think how I want to divvy my counters. I guess we put 2 on the Morph, 1 on the Smoke Teller, 3 on the Embodiment. Could also do 2 on that, 1 on this, 3 on the Woolly. Well, I better decide quick. I guess we're doing 1 on here, 2 on here, 3 on here. Wait, did that do that the way I wanted? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Now, the reason I'm doing this is Embodiment can't block any of these without dying now. So I feel like this is going to work the best for me. One of those could be an Abzan guide, which would be a problem, but we're still attacking quite aggressively here. If he blocks double morph on the Smoke Teller, I think I just kill the second one. I feel like the first one's usually the bait creature, but that's not necessarily true. Okay, I'm going to kill the second one, so as ordered. And it was an Abzan guide, so I did kill, I feel, the correct one. But I guess then again he was off a green source, so wouldn't have been able to activate it. Alright, he's taking some more damage, not doing anything this turn, so that's kind of nice actually. Just digging hard, I imagine, for a green source, which he found. Alright. So let's just F6's the rest of his turn, because I am very tight on time here. Alright, Shambling Attendance is actually a pretty fine draw. We'll see if he blocks. No blocks. Alright, well, then we're going to punish his life total there. Get in for 11. Alright. Morph number 2. So now his plan is block embodiment there. And I imagine chump block the 3. Could be a Dragon's Eye Savants too. So this is probably going to be a good turn for him. Yeah, if he's confidently attacking, he's got a Dragon's Eye Savants. But I still have to swing in to force him to sacrifice that embodiment. Ooh, well, never mind. I guess we're going to win. See if he uses the ability. I imagine he does. Just want him to use all his mana in case he's got kill shot or something. Alright, so we got that, and it was a War Behemoth and a Woolly Loxodon. Alright, well, that's good. So we've got 10 minutes to take game 3, which now I feel a little bit better. Can possibly take a little bit longer on my decision making. I still definitely need to cancel since if I don't have the cancel, it's going to be nasty. So everything else seems fine. Let's go to game 3. Honestly, wouldn't even mind a Molting Snakeskin in this matchup. Alright, so all we have here is green and black, which is not ideal. We have 7 sources of blue. Any land and I can cast Morphs. I'm going to keep it. It's a risky keep, but I don't feel like mulliganing, and if I draw a blue source, this hand gets significantly better. If I draw any land, I can still play my Morphs, but I will be needing a blue source to win. Alright, Trail of Mystery on turn 2 and the sheer quantity of Morphs he has is definitely worrisome. But, yeah, it's definitely worrisome. But we're going to have to live with it and do the best we can. Makes sense. So the value train already has begun. So now on turn 3, I probably just play Embodiment. Yeah, so we'll play Backwater, play Embodiment. Could actually play the Jeskai Elder. Maybe that makes more sense. I'm going to do that. Although I don't have a spell follow-up. Possibly Murderous Cut. No, let's do Embodiment. He can't unmorph that, likely. It could be the 1/1 Death Toucher, in which he could, but I'm not going to play around it. If it's the 1/1 Death Toucher, so be it. It sucks, but I'll accept it. Oh, wait, it gets pumped? No, it still doesn't die. It still doesn't kill my guy, rather. So he gets to see my hand, but that's not a huge deal. We've still got some goodies coming up. So I think next turn we should definitely be planning our turns ahead of time here. So I guess next turn we're going to pop out our Woolly Loxodon. Although, no, I guess I play the Elder, actually, now that I think about it. Because the Elder's going to let me still pop my Embodiment of Spring. He's starting to catch up to us on time, too. So if I can get ahead of my opponent on time, I still feel pretty confident. He's getting a lot of value, but still don't think Trail of Mystery is all that good of a card, but definitely in this match, it's pretty good. All right, so let's do this guy, and then we'll pass. And we're definitely going to be popping our embodiment. Pretty easy block. All right, banner. So we know he's got some land in his hand. Basically just need to survive now since we are ahead on time. But he's getting good value, no doubt. He is getting some good value. I still want to pop my embodiment so I can get closer to that. I screwed up. But I want to pop my embodiment so I can get closer to that shambling attendance, which, what are we up to now? 3, 6, 7. I'm still one short. So I guess we just do this guy and pass. Might have to, unfortunately, take some damage this turn, much to my chagrin. Wish that I could cast something. If I could cast something, this turn would be going much, much better for us. But being unable to cast something really does hurt us this turn. So Pinewalker is the likely candidate. Although now he's just popping that off. Okay. So now I guess he can't unmorph, but he can embodiment pop. And another morph guy for added value. I think next turn we're just popping out the shambling attendants. Just working towards a nice incremental growth for good value. All right, let's just play our land. Oh no, I was getting lag there for a second. I was worried. Pop out shambling attendants, pass the turn. Still ahead on time. And we have some solid removal at this point. But still have a long game in us, potentially. Just attacking with all his morphs, so let's block, I don't know, I guess we'll block this one. Alright, well, it's a bummer since it's probably the most unexciting one to kill, but especially since I could handle it with both Sultai Charm as well. But, unfortunately, I must accept, unhappily of course. So let's do this, scout the borders, although if I CC Drano I want to be able to play it, so I guess we'll do this. Get some prowess. Goes for, well, that's pretty lousy all around. Especially since we've lost, well, now I think, well, I don't know what to say. I think that's going to cost us pretty dearly, actually. I think that might possibly cost us the game, actually, because now we have no outs to Villainous Welts, which means I'm likely going to have to kill my opponent. I think I probably pop the Sultai Charm and destroy the Trail of Mystery. As depressing as that is, I'm not sure how, well, is that even worth it? I don't know, I'm using too much time, unfortunately. So I guess I'll just drop an embodiment and pass. But yes, losing the out to Villainous Wealth is pretty devastating, unfortunately. I really needed that cancel to hold back the Villainous Wealth threat, but not having it is pretty awful for us. Pretty awful. All right, let's just block both, see how he does his flipping, because we've got the Murderous Cut as the answer for whatever he's doing anyway. All right, that actually worked out pretty well for us. So we'll let that resolve, and we'll Murderous Cut. Well, that's pretty unfortunate for us, but forced to accept. All right, let's drop a land. Incremental growth is very unfortunate here. Sultai Charm. I don't really like that. I guess we have to wait for a creature. I really don't like waiting these turns. Once he hits that Villainous Wealth, we are officially dead, so I just need a third creature. So I block his Morph. I hope that I can Sultai Charm it. If I can't Sultai Charm it, I pop my Embodiment. That's not monocolored. It's actually lack of color. So he is forcing me to pop my Embodiment, which is much, much worse since now I can't use my incremental growth. So not feeling very good or confident right now, unfortunately. Lost a lot of confidence there, but unfortunately that's just happening. Was definitely hoping to be able to hit something with Sultai Charm there. Not being able to hit something is very, very bad for us, since now we're left with one creature and an incremental growth, and our creature does not block well. So not in particularly good shape at the moment. In fact, I would say we're in pretty bad shape. I would go as far as saying bad shape. Next turn, I may, unfortunately, well, I don't know. I'm in a tough spot now. I guess we take it, and I hope I can still tie that charm the creature if he unmorphs it. Alright, well, that's pretty good news, actually. At least I can Sultai Charm it. So we'll let that go. That thing happens. We'll destroy it. Take some damage. More value, unfortunately. Yes, I could have destroyed the Trail of Mystery, but then I would have been getting viciously beat down by a Pine Walker, so you tell me what's better, because I actually don't know. That was an awful draw. I really needed a creature there. I think at this point I'm just going to have to do this. I really, really dislike doing this. I would go as far as saying I hate doing this. This really pains me inside that I have to do this, but I don't quite know what else I can do, unfortunately. I'm in a tough spot, so not thrilled about incremental growth and giving my opponent a bonus, but at the same time, I'm not really thrilled about this game state, this board state. Not thrilled about this board state. He's just digging for a Villainous Wealth, which is going to be his ticket to a victory, unfortunately, and I'm just not putting any pressure on him, so I don't blame him. He's going to get in a very good position to win here. My only hope is his last card in his deck is last card in his deck has to be Villainous Wealth. That would be maybe our one shot of winning. So he's attacking with Witness of the Ages. I have no idea what that means. I have no idea what that means. Oh, okay. It means that we're just taking a bunch more damage than I can handle taking. Got it. Well, hopefully he loses Villainous Wealth here. That would be all we can hope for. Nope. Still has Villainous Wealth, which is tremendously bad for us. Siege Rhino's a good draw, though. I think we'll just cast this regular style, and we'll do the same with our Jeskai Elder. Dead drop? Treasure Cruise, alright. So he's got 7 cards left, which means he's certainly going to find Villainous Wealth and beat us with it. I was really hoping he lost it with that Scout the Borders. Since our Scout the Borders took our cancel, it would have been like a fair trade, but nope, he's still got it, unfortunately. So I don't anticipate beating a Villainous Wealth. Yep, looks like he found it. Or not. Alright. So unmorphing now. I'm not exactly sure why. So he just got a bounce spell or something? Or oh, okay, to kill my guy. Got it. Makes sense. And it also forces me to do a bad block. So even without his Villainous Wealth, he is handily kicking me in the face. And he even gets this little added insult to injury. And wow, this is a brutal beatdown on my face here. I'm not too happy with how this game turned out. But I've been successful in the last couple drafts, so I can afford to get my teeth kicked in every once in a while. But this guy is most assuredly kicking our teeth in. He just totally proved to us that he does not even need his Villainous Wealth to completely slam dunk my face into a net. So let's do this. Draw 3 cards. Unless I got a card that reads win the game, I'm not exactly sure how we're going to pull this one out. Might as well attack, whatever. Doesn't matter anymore. I don't have a way to win, so yeah. All right, well, rough loss, but like I said, been successful in the last couple drafts, so every once in a while I got to get reality checked and get my face slam dunked. So he did it. He got us. I'll see you in round 3.